when infrastructure became art. Copenhagen's Amager Bakke power plant doesn't look like any utility structure you've seen before. Its angled roof doubles as a year-round artificial ski slope, while its facade includes a climbing wall and hiking trail. The plant burns waste to generate electricity and heat for the city, but it also serves as a public recreation center. This transformation of ordinary infrastructure into community space didn't happen by accident. The city mandated the design team integrate public amenities from the project's beginning, challenging assumptions about what power plants should be. Visitors come for skiing, not waste disposal, and locals affectionately call it Copenhill, treating it as a landmark rather than an industrial site. This idea of blending utility with beauty has historical roots. Victorian engineers designed London's Crossness pumping station in 1865 as both a sewage facility and an architectural showpiece. Its ornate ironwork and cathedral-like spaces earned it the nickname, the Cathedral of Sewage. Like Amager Bakke, it was built to inspire civic pride while serving a practical purpose. Similarly, America's Works Progress Administration in the 1930s combined functionality with aesthetics. Projects like the Hoover Dam and San Antonio River Walk featured intricate designs and public art, with the WPA deliberately allocating extra funds to enhance visual appeal. These efforts, past and present, show how infrastructure can serve multiple roles: practical, aesthetic, and emotional. Medellín's transformation of abandoned water tanks into UVAs, Unidades de Vida Articulada, offers a modern example of this principle. Starting in 2013, these circular concrete structures became community hubs with libraries, playgrounds, and sports facilities. In Comuna 8, a former tank now hosts concerts and job training programs, helping reduce crime by 39% in the area within 3 years. Residents who once avoided these neglected spaces now see them as vital parts of their neighborhoods. This shift mirrors the public sentiment around San Antonio's River Walk, which was initially criticized as a waste of funds, but is now the city's top tourist attraction. Economic benefits often follow these projects. Properties near Amager Bakke saw values rise 12% after its opening, while land values along the River Walk increased 300% over 2 decades. London's Ornamental Bridges survey found that charming bridges added 7 to 15% premiums to nearby property prices compared to utilitarian ones. These numbers highlight how infrastructure that engages the senses can enhance both community identity and property values. Design details play a crucial role in fostering these connections. Medellín's UVAs feature bright colors and open sight lines to feel welcoming. Crossness pumping station included stained glass alongside its steam engines, while Amager Bakke's ski slope uses a special plastic grass that mimics snow texture. These elements may seem minor, but they determine whether people simply use infrastructure or genuinely care about it. Some cities formalize these ideas through policy. Copenhagen requires all new municipal buildings over 3,000 square meters to include public space, while Singapore's underground master plan incorporates art installations at major interchanges. These rules ensure that aesthetics and functionality are considered from the start, rather than as afterthoughts. The most successful projects balance multiple functions. Amager Bakke generates power and recreation, Medellín's UVAs provide education and safety, and the River Walk controls floods while driving tourism. This multifunctional approach ensures infrastructure remains valuable even as needs evolve, creating spaces that people can't imagine their cities without. Tunnels to nowhere. Beneath Chicago's Loop District, a fully equipped subway station sits unused since its completion in 2013. The Block 37 superstation cost $400 million, over $500 million adjusted for inflation, but never served its intended purpose as an express link to O'Hare Airport. Engineers built platforms, installed security systems, and even finished the ventilation before city officials admitted the express service wasn't feasible. Today, Locked doors seal off 50,000 square feet of prime underground real estate beneath one of America's busiest shopping districts. This project highlights how political shifts and budget miscalculations can leave behind hollowed-out infrastructure. China's 816 nuclear military plant represents a different scale of failed ambition. Workers spent 17 years excavating nearly 14 miles of tunnel beneath Chongqing's mountainsides during the Cold War. At its peak, 60,000 laborers toiled on the complex, designed to produce plutonium for nuclear weapons. The facility could withstand direct bomb hits while housing thousands of personnel. But in 1984, with construction 85% complete, China halted work as geopolitical tensions eased. The partially built complex, costing the equivalent of $3 billion today, sat abandoned until 2010, when it reopened as a tourist attraction. Visitors now walk past unfinished reactor chambers and unused control rooms, seeing firsthand how shifting political priorities can redirect massive infrastructure projects. Camp Century in Greenland shows how environmental factors doom underground projects. The U.S. Army built this nuclear-powered Arctic base in 1959 as part of Project Iceworm, a secret plan to position missiles under the ice cap near Soviet territory. Engineers created tunnels spanning nearly 2 miles, housing laboratories, living quarters, and even a theater. But shifting ice sheets made the structures unstable within years. When Denmark protested the nuclear activities, America abandoned the $70 million facility in 1966, leaving behind radioactive coolant and diesel fuel. Climate change now threatens to expose this toxic waste as the ice retreats, turning a short-lived project into a long-term environmental hazard. The Stanley R. Michelson Safeguard Complex in North Dakota holds the record for shortest operational lifespan. This $7 billion missile defense facility became fully operational in October 1975. Congress defunded it the next day. The concrete pyramid and underground control rooms represented cutting-edge Cold War technology, designed to intercept Soviet ICBMs. But legislators quickly realized the system couldn't stop mass missile attacks. Workers literally turned the lights off within 24 hours of activation. Today, portions serve as a data center, while the massive pyramid stands vacant, a $7 billion lesson in changing military priorities. The Soviet Union's Balaclava submarine base demonstrates how geopolitical shifts render infrastructure obsolete. Built between 1957 and 1961 near Crimea, this nuclear-hardened facility could shelter 7 submarines while withstanding direct atomic strikes. Its tunnels stretched nearly a mile through solid rock, costing the equivalent of $1.5 billion today. The base operated for 3 decades before closing in 1993 after the USSR collapsed. Looters stripped its equipment throughout the 1990s before preservationists converted it into a museum in 2003. These failed projects share common causes. Most suffered from political short-sightedness, designs frozen in time while threats evolved. Others misjudged environmental factors like shifting ice or groundwater. Nearly all underestimated long-term costs while overestimating their necessity. Yet some find redemption through adaptive reuse, proving that even failed infrastructure can gain second lives as museums, data centers, or artificial reefs. The scattered remains of these projects serve as warnings to planners. Underground doesn't mean foolproof. Future infrastructure must account for evolving priorities, environmental challenges, and the risks of overambition.